nationwide through the entire weekend. And, of course, tomorrow we'll have our knockout play, but still plenty of Call of Duty action still to be played. And there's going to be some drama. There's going to be some mayhem, that is for sure. Of course, currently, one of the big storylines is who will be joining FaZe in bracket play. Complexity, fate in their own hands, Chance. You kind of explained it before. Complexity win, they will go through. They will join FaZe. However, they lose and Mortori take the win. E6 will go through. Kind of thoughts on that series so far?
Complexity should be fine. I think they've won map one, maybe not comfortably, but pretty convincingly. Okay. And I think they should be fine. What Complexity has shown this weekend, their only losses to FaZe. Mortori has just been taking losses all over the place, right? So I don't expect anything crazy at this point to happen. I expect Complexity to go through, but you don't hold your breath because it's still the possibility is there for some insanity.
And I'm pretty sure on Delta it was Unilad that managed to take their series. I believe it was 3-0. And the scenarios from that group is any Unilad win basically means Unilad and Envious will go through unless, and this is a big unless, Prismatic 3-0 Envy, then it would be Unilad and Prismatic. Now that's a pretty hard task, I feel like, for Prismatic to 3-0 Team Envy. I mean, you can see that the current game is actually underway in a quad split. We'll throw to that when ready and available. 48-11, the current score for Envy. Miles, I feel like that's maybe asking a little bit too much.
It's even if you're a great team and you get given that situation where it's like, okay, well, we absolutely positively must 3-0 this squad.
Right.
That is a difficult situation to be in no matter what tournament you're in. Like if this is champs, if it's the second event of the year, it just doesn't matter. There's no way you can guarantee yourself that 3-0, and the pressure that's on these players right now is tremendous. You know, for Prismatic, you know, Whalers, Xerox, Moors, Tony J's, some of France's finest. You know, they've had results all throughout the year. They haven't done fantastically, but they've found themselves in the pool play. They've found themselves in champs brackets from time to time. They want this real bad, and it's just such a tremendous ask to say that they have to go 3-0 here.
And I think as well, it's, you know, even if you're going up against a team that you should 3-0, it's still a tremendous ask. If they're going against a team which theoretically should 3-0 them, you know, it's... The odds are against him. You can see the streaks. Chino, Decimate, they're starting to work towards it. This already is a one-sided game here at Envy. Yes, I think they got 3-0 this morning by Unilad, but by all means, they can definitely, you know, bring it to Team Prismatic and really show them kind of who's the boss, if you like. Because Whalers, Xerox, Moles, and Tony JS, 4 names we're all familiar with, but are they in that same caliber? I just don't think so.
No, not at all. I mean, even what we saw back when these guys were in the Pro League, albeit with Riskins instead of Tony J's, they had a CTF record of like 1-13 at some point. So like the Hardpoint and S&D weren't great against those Pro League caliber teams, but their CTF is even worse. So if they somehow make the 90-point comeback and then they win the S&D, I don't even see them being able to win the CTF. So it would be the miracle story of all miracle stories.
Champs is the place to have those miracle stories.
Yeah, it is.
If it's gonna happen, it will happen here. But again, I mean, just the pressure on these players it's tremendous. It's too much. I mean, as you said, Charles, like they've got to make a huge comeback and quickly and quite decisively. Envy is starting to walk away with this one. Chino has finally died, which is a good streak to be had for Chino. I mean, there's no way Envy lose this, right?
No, I don't see it at all. And like Chance said, you know, even if they win S&D, the CTF, it just doesn't seem likely. I do want to take a quick moment to kind of say how well Unilad have been doing. You know, they've come in, they've 3-0'd their pool, they 3-0'd Envy. And again, it's kind of expected in the sense that they were doing great before, but is it expected in the level of champs, you know, when the pressure's on, the big money's on the line, you know? I was speaking to Zed, you know, before, and I said to him, face-to-face, I was like, I don't see you lifting a trophy. Like, no offense, like I just don't see it happening. I think you can beat single-handedly. And the reason was I can see Unilad beating any single team.
Right.
In a best of 5. But do I see them beating a team, then beating another team, and another top caliber team, and another? I feel they slip up somewhere.
Fair.
Do I think they win? No. But do I think that they have a real shot of making that top 4, even like top 3? Like, it can definitely happen. The whole Scratch v Wuskins thing, I genuinely think now, even if they don't play against each other, Unilad can outplace Red.
Okay, fair enough. It is worth mentioning, you kind of hinted at it a little bit there, Phil. You know, a lot of teams have had hurdles and they've fell throughout groups, and Unilad isn't one of those teams. They've come in, they've done the business, they've guaranteed that #1 seed. And again, to really reiterate the story here, for Team Envious, one map will do. That is all they need, and looks like it's probably going to be this one, to be honest. 157 to 44 point lead, and just a quick glance down at the quads, but I believe has Complexity Mortori started that game. Is it number 2? I believe it is, right? I believe that's so I'd actually prefer to go over to a quad split, because this game yeah, seemingly looks done and dusted already. Whereas that complexity game, of course, that is huge. That is the big one that we're keeping our eyes out for, Chance.
Yeah, and something, of course, long-term, if you're thinking about the full bracket as well. I mean, we've already mentioned, like, the bottom side is a bunch of Pro League teams. The top side is a bunch of teams that have been fighting through the open bracket. They weren't in that Pro League, and it's kind of funny. The bottom 4 teams we had at the Pro League, your Mind Freak, your Spice, your Epsilon, your Tainted Minds, they're all gone.
Yep. They're all out, and it's kind of tough to see, but what is tough to see is if you sit at that bottom winner bracket or championship bracket on Friday, that is a place you don't want to be. But Complexity took the hard point. Moratori obviously trying to bite back here. It's only round 2, but this is a team which genuinely can be very good in search and destroy. Complexity, though, you can't put it past them. So we are going to see that bomb go down. Good old Sensor, 1v1.
Here we go, Doug.
Let's get it, Doug.
He's going to get the ace. He's got 1 player left. It's going to be Phantoms. Someone who's been getting a lot of love this weekend, 35 seconds left. Is Doug going to play it patiently, or is he going to get the ace and the arm, and we're all going to scream, Doug's winning, champs?
You love to see it. Is he wearing sleeves today?
No.
No sleeves. So
what a silly question.
He's a brave man. It's cold in him.
It's actually chilly. It really is. He doesn't care.
Sleeveless Doug. It's a different beast. It really is. But Complexity, of course, again, to reiterate, they know what they need to do. A win, they go through. It really is simple as they find themselves 1-0 in the series. Tied in the search, 1-1. Is there anyone specific you're looking out for here, Chance, for maybe Moratori to try and slow down this Complexity kind of momentum?
I think if anyone, I'd have to look at Phantoms, right? He's been the guy touted as that young gun, the next big up-and-coming star. I know Accuracy gave him a lot of love back on the hot mic, but so far 1-2, and he doesn't clutch the 1v1 that he's in, and that's the kind of guy that needs to step up, and he gets the final kill there. Granted, that was a full team effort, but if it's going to be anyone, it needs to be him that picks up the slack, in my opinion.
Well, good round there from the boys at Moratorius. They look to try and level things up. A quick glance over at the Envious Prismatic series. Don't worry if you're a Boys in Blue fan. You can watch that exclusively on Bravo, but it's probably going to end by the time you get over to the URL. 213-61. We didn't really miss much when we pulled away. And again, Envy just need one map, and it looks as if map 1 will be enough.
Well, I was actually interested. I was looking at the actual stats of the players. When we left away, it was like 13-2. I know you guys can see the quad split over there. Any crazy kind of scoreboard?
Chino was 25-5.
Yeah, okay.
That's pretty
with 2 minutes in the hill. He's been bored. Well, not even bored in the hill, just main Slayer, most hill time, least deaths. That is a ranked play game if I've ever seen one.
Get a guy that can do everything. Like, literally everything right now. Envious is a weird team for me because they have not had the success that we all really wanted them to have throughout this year. Like, we were all excited about like, watching Envy versus Optic again, like E-Classico, and it just never, ever lived up to the hype that we wanted for them. And I just feel like, is this a chance for Envy to completely redeem themselves of what was a lackluster year and see how they go here?
Or is this a chance to see Ricky got the information and he dips out? Again, this is a 1v3. He gets 2 kills right away, has the player just walk in the door. Trying to tag him up, and he finishes the job, and that is just the kind of round that gives you the momentum your team is going to want, your team is going to need. Ricky trying to do it all.
That picture really kind of sums it up there for me. They know themselves they can't go through. Of course, I'm sure E6 are probably watching pretty close saying, come on, guys, give me something. Let's not throw away, 1v3s. Let's not give Doug aces. But E6, they had their chance, and now they're sat watching as Moratori and Complexity tied up 2-2, Phil.
It's horrible. It really is for a team like E6. Obviously, they came in. You've got to have high hopes, but when you see your chances being taken away from you and it's not even in your control, it's horrible. But Complexity, I will say, they're turning up once again. These guys are boot camping, obviously, against the Green Wall, previously to champs, and so far so good for these guys. And of course, Senstra, he promised everyone a championship.
Imagine.
Oh, I'd love nothing more. It would be the best thing in COD Esports.
I think I might have said somewhere today that I will get a Team Sween tattoo if they win champs. I don't want to get that, but I think I will commit if it happens.
It would be truly heroic, that's for sure, but Complexity seem almost on cruise control throughout this series. Definitely all smiles, that's for sure. Team Envy, Prismatic, 248, 112 current score there. Prismatic in the hill, though, so that one's going to just drag out a little bit longer, Chance.
Yeah, Chino is slowed down massively. He goes from 25-5 to 32-9, and maybe you hate to see that just a little bit, but they should be fine to close out the game, and it looks like they're going to do it on Statue. So Envy gets that win, and of course back over towards Complexity and Morituri. It's an interesting game so far, but I mean, you know, Sensor wins the 1v1, Ricky clutches a 1v3. Just the big money plays seem to be coming out of Complexity at the same time. Morituri can win the rounds as a team, but maybe even not just that. Blast is just surging forward through the smoke. Gets good timing on a player. All of a sudden, it's a 1v3 for Nova.
And that's pure confidence, and what a shot that is.
That confidence is so sexy, man. Like, that's a winning player right there. I mean, he knew exactly. He had his teammates cover. The smoke was just clearing there, and he was like, whatever, man, I got this. Hold my beer as he charged forward. Love to see that. But, again, is this something that they're going to be able to do against like a top caliber team? I mean, Complexity, like, I love to see this, but they're not, I don't know, they're going to be able to hang with, you know,
at times.
LG.
At times they certainly have. At times players like Blast just completely take over games, but the problem is consistently can they do it? Also, it's worth pointing out, drinking age over here is 21, so there's no one holding Blastful's beer. The man's only 18. He's
holding his G Fuel.
Holding his G Fuel,
Holding his G Fuel. As he just runs through mid-map, basically. And
holds my Faceberry.
That was good. Ricky, of course, glide bump, working towards some more streaks. Of course, if you are just tuning in now, Optic Gaming EG, next game on the main stage. And Patrick Price, Optic Gaming, there's a rivalry that we've seen for a very long time in Call of Duty Esports. A very real chance of EG still going through. I say very real. They can go through with a 3-0 win. They can go through with a 3-1 win. And they can also, strangely enough, go through with a 3-2 loss. A couple of options for EG. I know it sounds very weird, but they are the current options for EG. Admittedly, it gets less likely as we go down the list, that's for sure. But definitely, they are still alive. Not very well, though. But Optic Gaming, for them, it's pretty much guaranteed as long as they don't get 3-0'd, strangely enough. So, yeah, the next game on main stage going to be interesting. Complexity, as I said, they seem to have just really started to cruise through that one. A 5-2 lead there in the Search and Destroy. Look for them to close things out and, of course, solidify their spot at Nationwide. But, as I said, Optic, EG, this is a game you do not want to miss. Buckle down, get your popcorn. It's going to be a good one. Map number 1 about to get underway. Hardpoint, Gibraltar.
Now that is a statistic, if I've ever read one. Thank you very much, JP. You said it was going to be a goodie. Ace has the highest KD in Hardpoint against Optic Gaming in all of World War II. 1.29.
Obviously, right? Who else would it be?
It's brilliant, though, right? Is that not brilliant? Does that not paint to you, Phil, the most exciting and dramatic tension between these two teams? Either way, here we go, well and truly into this one. EG versus Optic. Now, as far as I can tell, and I'm pretty sure I was listening, Phil, but if a team gets 3-0'd, it's very bad, right?
Pretty sure you were listening to everything that Ben just went in a lot of detail. I hope you were. But luckily, I mean, yeah, Optic Gaming, they can win 3-2 at the end of the day. These guys can both go through. It just depends on the result, but we'll break it down as the maps go by. But kicking things off, Evil Genius is here on a strong start, and of course that rotation going down very shortly, but 15 seconds left on the pit center. Let's see, of course, if Ace can keep up that so far so good kill-to-death ratio against the green wall.
I love that. I kind of want to see it again.
Just pop up in the middle.
It's not, it doesn't really mean anything, but it does. It means so much. It means so much more than just that. Either way, Silly and Co. EG have got a nice start here, but over the courtyard we go. Optic Gaming now with a chance to bounce back into this one in a big way. Methods has made his way now, sneaking just behind enemy lines. It's 3 members of Optic making their way through the archway here. Silly's there in position, doesn't make anything happen as Methods finds him. Octane, despite taking the first few hits, manages to walk away with that one, but Aches once again from behind, trying to lock down those spawns to the back end of Fort Courtyard. And this has not been a very good hard point for either team. EG have had to fight tooth and nail to keep Optic out of here, but in that time they have really been unable to get the time themselves. So, Fort Courtyard, over halfway gone, not a whole lot of time garnered by either team.
So far, we're going to see Optic Gaming trying to put the pressure on, but Scump is going to be denied. Scump had a lot to prove coming into champs, and obviously with a poor playoff stat line, if you want to say. Back to back right now, of course, alongside Crim, but Octane and Methods, 2 players which have got so much pressure. You know, just joining Optic Gaming alone has so much pressure. Yes, it has a lot of perks. We're not going to go past that, but, you know, people want championships. So far, they haven't got one. They'll be looking for the first this weekend.
Hungry fans, they want results. And I'm sure we all do, and this is one thing that these players know how to deliver. Octane, of course, winning LG. Method's winning his first championship here in World War II under Rise Nation. And again, they're winning players. They know they can do it, but can they do it together? Krim making his way through Castle Road. Optic now with the hard point for the time being. It's all on Krim at this stage, though, as he's trying to tussle with Aches here at the back end. This is an important kill. He needs to get this one. He needs to make sure he's helping his teammates get the spawn. Octane's going to do it for him, and that's big. That is going to give it 24, maybe 23 seconds left now of that Castle Road that is potentially going to be going towards Optic, but no one was in it for the time being. Octane hanging on now. Clock is slowly ticking, as you can see. EG not necessarily committing to attacking this one. I think by the time they get there, they've weighed it up and they think it's going to be a little bit dry and they're not going to get too much out of this one. But App is in behind. He isn't going to have to take care of Methods. Aches got him, but Krim, it's a matter of time. This has been a great set of kills as we are about to flip over to turret, and just like that, EG have set themselves up for a very sweet chunk of time.
I love what Apathy did there, the way that he kind of pushed the old one, but he actually rotated round. He's going to sneak on in, but is he going to be able to find Methods? There's the first really put the charge in, or is he just going to hold tight? The communication will be going down, and I'll tell you what, he's going to pop up, find one, not the second. That would have been beautiful for Apathy, but Octane finds the double here. Scump takes the head clean off of Silly, and now Optic Gaming looking to close on in as Apathy jumps back on this hard point. Evil Genius is here. They've got a pretty steady lead, but it almost seems a little bit slow. You know, this is the fourth hard point. The score only sat at 90 to 48, so the contention has been going down as well. See a little chunk of time taken off there.
And this is huge. This is what we saw in the previous hard points where EG, they may have control, and Optic maybe, Optic may have control, but EG make it so hard for them to get any time out of that one. And now slowly but surely, they've been winning the gunfights, they've been managing to rotate round, and now they've got the hard point all to themselves. Yeah, it's scrap time. Yeah, you're right. We should be having a way higher scoring game here. Coming back to pit center, but at the same time, it just goes to show how tight EG are keeping this and how they're just putting so many restrictions on Optic Gaming. They've got them in the armbar and they're not really letting them go, but they're not letting them tap out either. So this is going to be interesting to see if EG can maintain this through our next set of rotations. And Optic are providing the kills, though. I mean, Scump's the only one who's not really going off at this stage at 7 and 14, but regardless to that, a little bit of a chance here to get some time on the board for the Optic fans.
Yeah, interesting as well to go on hard point, something that Optic Gaming were pretty solid out. We'll go into this one, see if Scum can do anything. No, still a little bit slow, and I think that's just going to be more frustrating than anything for Scum himself. Obviously, Krim, Octane, and Method pretty much neutral across the board, but nevertheless, it's not always about kills. We'll have to see how this one combines, but Aches is going to be shut down by Methods. Methods actually rocking the PPS-8, and he's got that STG in his back pocket, which he started with, but this is big here. Miles, 10 seconds left. This is where they hit the rotate. These kills are everything. They start to push forward. They start to spawn on out. Look at the mini-map number 3. He's out of there.
Huge. I mean, Methods was in there. Potentially would have been that gunfight against Silly, but a nade from over the top is going to seal it. Apathy now coming in from behind. Aches watching that back end again. Aches a brilliant anchor for his team. He has done. He did a fantastic job in the first fort courtyard to prevent Optic from even getting their hands on the time. Can he do the same thing again? Watching that back end. Apps on the front line now, taking care of these Optic players as they come by one-on-one. Assault watching the rear end to the side as well. Beautiful work from him. That's 2 in a row. Silly now. Can he contend with these players as they make their way forward? He's going to find Scump. Scump just jumped straight in their window, managed to find 2 out of that one. That's huge. And now we've got Optic in the hard point. But for how long? Assault now coming in. All those players of EG are back off of spawn. This is it. They're going to have to contend with that Optic push. How quickly can they get there? There's 2 players making their way through middle now, and Aches, he's going to try and cut the legs out of this push, and he might just be able to do that one. Optic slowly but surely getting back into this one, but Aches says no. So does Scump with 3 kills in a row for him. That's huge. Can he find a 4th? Apathy's going to take care of him with that nade.
Yeah, 6 and 2 in the last couple of minutes here for Scump, as he's now just -5, but still, he's trying to turn it up. He's trying to change the tides here as Optic Gaming are looking to break that triple-digit mark, and you know what? They're going to have a nice setup here going into this Castle Road with 58 seconds. A whole minute here to play with. Crim6's pushed so far, oh my goodness, doesn't win it there, but Method may be able to find one. He's actually backtracking here to the cave. He thinks players are on the flank. They're actually not. They're pushing straight down the choke points up top and down low, but here it is, the coordinated push. Octane's going to tag one. He's going to find the second as well. He's got the teammates around him. Important kills as these are going down right near the hard point as well. They are going to spawn right at the back here, but it's the second wave of kills that's crucial. And right now, EG are going to push on in and push on out here as Optic Gaming. My goodness, that's a difficult one.
That was a pristine push from EG. The patience from Evil Geniuses to make that work was absolutely sublime, and they really did. Octane now back into the fray, and we do have Optic in control for the time being. 10 seconds left now on Castle Road. It is not going to be enough. As you can see, the scoreline is getting closer and closer. Optic will be able to take the lead here. EG not quite as manipulative or as Machiavellian in their attacks as they were in the first set of rotations. They managed to do a huge bit of work, all falling off the back of Apathy. That amazing flank was also him rotating for the next hard point, and this is not to be found here in the second attack. 137 climbing. EG with control for time being. Assault, though, again, sneaky plays. Two beautiful bits of work there. He's going to find Krim up top as well, but no need. Still, he's behind him. Evil Geniuses are absolutely everywhere right now, smothering Optic. They've got control. 40 seconds left on turret, and they could get a huge amount of time here, Phil, and that's going to put them well over the 200-point mark.
Well, right now, EG are in the lead here. Silly rotating around. Look at this. He's having a great time in the cave. 23 and 19, the standout player on that main stage right now as he tosses a wild grenade out there. It's not going to connect, but Optic Gaming are in a difficult position. You look at that minimap, you see Scump trying to push through the middle. It's not going to be a good position for him as Krim and Octane single file. EG are taking every single second of this turret hardpoint. We're going to be going to the third rotation here with Evil Genius pretty much at 190, 50 points ahead of Optic Gaming.
Yeah, that's enough. There we go, that turret. Not too bad for Optic, not too great for EG, but again, a lead's a lead. Silly making his way back towards pit center. Something we've seen Optic hold on to generally more, and I'm sure the stats will back that up. Apathy now on your screen, making his way through the back end. Lovely kill, just nipping the top of Scump's head there. Is going to get rid of him. He will peek up. He can contest. With Optic in control, they've completely smothered the mid-map. They've got all the angles covered, and all they need to do now is just contend. But EG are going to bait this out, play their lives as smart as they can. And as long as the timing's good, and it is good, they've just managed to get 2 picks. Krim and Scump are done. And now the time's stopped ticking. Octane now hanging in there as best as he can. These kills are important. He's got to get his teammates back in there, back off spawn. And Octane, 2 big kills, not a third, but at the same time, he's got his teammates back into the hard point. 20 seconds left. This is, again, really important. Get themselves back in there. Apathy with streaks, that's going to definitely come into play a little bit later on. But in the meantime, EG with a relatively comfortable lead. Optic nipping at the heels.
20 points right now, but Optic Gaming dominating here in the middle, and obviously the rotation is key. Krim picking up a kill would be great, but he's not going to find one. He's actually going to go down as well. Where's Krim going to spawn? That's the question. With the players pushed out here, he's got to find himself at Castle Road. Blind bomb coming on. This is looking great for Evil Genius. He takes another one down. That's Apathy onto Methods, but Octane takes 2 with him as well. It's not going to be enough now as EG. They are going to be set up. The artillery barrage is going down as well. Miles, I feel like this could be the end for Optic Gaming if they do not break through straight away here. This is going to be tough for him to fight back.
That's a devastating artillery barrage. Managed to get an easy 2, but Krim's in from behind. He's now managed to sneak on through, and this little bit of sabotage could just work. One-on-one against Silly. Manages to get the kill. Apathy, though, hungry for it. If he can find him and get him out of here, this is going to be huge.
Oh, my.
Spawns, they've actually managed to do it. They've flipped over. 20 seconds left. That's good. They're just going to be able to over the 200-point mark now. Octane's in mid now. They're going to hold these players back. This was big. That was looking a little bit scary for Optic. They're in a nasty position, but now getting back into this one. Fort Courtyard hasn't been great for them, but they've just managed to change that one. Can they alter their fate here as they move straight over to the next hard point? 5 seconds left, 200 cracked. Octane, he's going to have to win a very big fight now to hold on.
Yeah, Krim actually just saving Optic Gaming bacon there as we go to that maybe last hill here, but you've got to see Scump is struggling once again. He didn't have the playoff that he wanted. He's now 16 and 30. Can he turn up in the final minutes? 2:25 and counting. Evil Genius looking to close things out, but Krim and Octane are not letting it go without a fight. Apathy, Aches doubling up here as they do have the spawns. It favors Evil Geniuses, Miles.
It's pushing through bridge. He's got one. Methods finds another. They need to go now. Scump's got to make something big happen. The clock is ticking. There we go. 1 big kill. Aches is up next. Is a one-on-one. If he can make it happen, he does. Scump, he does. 10 seconds for the win for EG. Optic can make it happen here. Assault from behind. This is huge. EG swarming all over the hard point. 20 seconds. They can still win it. App gets it done on Octane with the back of his gun. 5 seconds for the win. Optic are nowhere to be seen. It's all coming down in Methods. He's shot out of the sky. EG take map 1.
Oh boy, do we have a game on our hands here. You see Pat Aches get to his feet, get loud, trying to get the team a little bit of momentum. They know the only way of guaranteeing themselves here is a 3-0, but there are different variations which will see them through. There is one very, very small percentage chance that Optic Gaming, the reigning CWL champs, don't go through, and it would be a 3-0 at the hands of EG.
And if you said that to me before this game started, I'd have been like, yeah, but there's no way that happens. Map 1's Gibraltar. Optic is amazing. Even if their S&D and CTF hasn't been great, they're fine because of the hard point. And now I'm like, oh no, Aches is here. Aches is ready to play. Like, oh dear.
Woo, Patty Price at it again.
That's a rough start. That is not the start, obviously. And you look at the sub battle,